Hello there and welcome to another edition of Rebels Unveiled. This time we're on Extreme 1, still on Extreme 1, episode 10. I hope you enjoy. This episode is unique in Extreme 1's roster as it follows a structured format, having mostly nothing but Allstars, with the sole Mayhem being the exception. Other episodes are randomised, with the exception to the Annihilators, the Second World Championship, and the Forces Special. The episode also breaks a rule by having one robot appear multiple times in a single episode, this being Tornado. This is the fourth time Sir Kill-Lot catches fire, and it's the first time Refbot is in the arena to help it out. This episode also features the very last time Behemoth and Razor would fight each other. Each have fought each other in Series 2, Series 3 and Series 4 as well as here. Ironically, Razor and Behemoth could have fought each other in Series 8 had Razor not been eliminated. Chaos 2 facing Weeby Cheese is one of the semi-vengeance battles from the Third Wars, and in one way fulfills Roger Plant's wish from Series 4 to face Chaos 2 again. In the Fifth Wars, Razor and Firestorm would be the only All-Stars in this competition from this point on that would reach the Grand Final, and in a coincidence they would face each other before the Grand Final battle itself, which Razor would win, just like here in the All-Stars, where they'll eventually face one another next time before Razor finally wins the competition. Ironically, King B, who appears in the Mayhem for this episode, was one of the robots that was scheduled to appear in the All-Stars, however it wouldn't do so until Series 7. This episode features the first time Tornado loses in Extreme 1. Tornado fighting King B is rather ironic as King B was one of the inspirations for Tornado. Jonathan Pierce calls King B Power King B Free by accident during this episode. And that is it for today. Extreme 1 Episode 10 is much better than Extreme 1 Episode 2 in my opinion. I think the reason why is because the All-Star battles just kick ass, let's be honest. The All-Stars is probably the best competition of them all in Extreme. I think Chaos 2 versus Weeby Cheese, for example, seeing Weeby Cheese just fly into the air despite this massive flip is fantastic. Razor just crumpling down Behemoth, especially that moment where it's crumpling down and the flame jet flames. You just see these flame particles that appear like behind Behemoth's scoop is brilliant. I think that's fantastic. Firestorm versus Wild Thing is also really good. Tornado, once again, really great robot. I love the way it just smacks off Pussycat's wheel. Honestly, the weakest element of this particular episode is the Mayhem. The Mayhem is just not that very interesting. King B losing its wheels is quite funny, to be fair, and Tornado surprisingly losing this fight, especially against the Steel Avenger of all robots, is pretty humorous, all things considered. But as a whole, the Mayhem is definitely the weakest part of this entire episode. It's interesting they went with a structured format. Like, my only assumption is that they ran out of competitions because obviously a lot of competition got cancelled, but also the fact that I assume they just needed to push the All-Stars in, and because they wanted to structure it so that the All-Stars final will be the final episode before the Second World Championship. That's my only assumption. It's just really weird because this episode stands as like a bit of an outlier compared to the rest of the episodes. Annihilators aside, and of course World Championship and the Forces Special, it definitely stands as a bit of an outlier. But overall, this is a fantastic episode. A very good episode. Not my favourite overall from Extreme 1, but it's still a very solid episode. And I think the Mayhem is the only downside towards this entire episode. Now then, let's see if next episode will not be an Extreme 1 episode, and we'll have a lot more to discuss, because this episode didn't really have much to discuss this time around. Series 6 Heat A is next, and this is an episode which I can talk about in a lot of detail because this is one of the few episodes I actually saw being filmed live. So I actually have some facts of my own that I can shoehorn into this episode, but we'll have to wait till next time.